Hey there, welcome. It's Desiree Stafford. Super excited to have you with me today for this new training. I'm so excited to share this training with you. It's called How to Attract 2 Clients This Week Without a List or Fancy Website. I'm Desiree Stafford. I'm a business coach for ambitious women entrepreneurs and leaders who want to make a massive impact and some serious cash online. And you want to make money consistently, right? If that's you, you are in the right place, because in the next 45 minutes, you're going to discover my simple strategies for attracting 2 new clients this week without a big list or a fancy website, all right? And I'll tell you how you can do this. It's going to be so super simple, and you're going to realize that all the stuff you thought you needed, you don't need, because that was the mistake that I made when I first got started in my business, and even for the first couple of years, all right? So here's what we're going to cover. I'm going to tell you why most entrepreneurs struggle to find clients and what you can do to make your marketing work for you, okay? You're also going to learn the most effective way to stand out from the competition in a crowded market, all right, and attract your ideal clients, the people who are truly meant to work with you. I'm also going to tell you how you can finally stop undercharging for your services and confidently sell your programs for $3,000, $5,000 or more, even if you've been charging low fees for years. I'm going to share with you some clients who were able to do that, okay? Then we're going to talk about a powerful client attraction tool that does the pre-selling for you. So it pre-sells your prospects for you so that you can close more sales without feeling pushy or salesy. I've used this strategy to make as much as $26,000 a month with ease. Right? And if I can do it, I know you can. Okay? And then you're going to learn my simple, proven system to attract a steady flow of highly targeted leads consistently. That's the key word there, right? Consistently. Okay? And if you apply everything that I share with you correctly, you can expect to attract at least 2 new clients within the next week. Isn't that cool? All right. So, does this sound like you? You have some clients right now, but they're hard to come by, no matter how hard you work. Do you know that you're undercharging, right? But you're afraid to raise your fees because you're worried that you're going to lose some clients. Do you have cash spurts? So every couple of months you have money coming in, and then your cash flow dries up like the Sahara. Do you miss out on time with family and friends because you're spending long nights, weekends, and pouring your heart and your soul into trying to make your business work? Do you spend hours writing content, posting in every Facebook group where you think your ideal clients are, but all you're getting are crickets, like nobody's paying attention? Or have you been downloading every single free report? Have you attended other webinars and trainings like this? Have you bought those $97 info products or those $9.97 programs, but you still feel like you're spinning your wheels, okay? Now, if you're in this situation, you're probably thinking to yourself, well, why isn't it working? What the hell am I missing? Well, here's what's missing. It's the right combination of mindset and strategy. Most people think it's one or the other, but it's not. You need both. And I will tell you, my belief is that mindset is 90% of the game. Okay? Because you can talk strategy all day long, and I'm going to give you strategy on this webinar, but if your head's not, in the right spot, if you're not able to receive, not just the information I'm sharing with you today, but, if you're not able to receive out in the real world when you're looking to attract your clients, that could be what's off. So we're going to talk about that a little bit, but I'm going to spend a lot of time on strategy today. Because mindset work is more individualized, right? And, particularly if you are a leader, if you're someone who's strong, if you're someone who's independent and you're very ambitious, I promise you that buying all those generic blueprints and those one-size-fits-all trainings are not going to work for you. It's just not going to cut it for you. You need a different type of support that is not readily available in the marketplace. It's a shame. It's not, though. You need someone who can really help you see your blind spots, right? Help you figure out what's missing from all the work that you're doing, why it's not producing the result that you want. You also need somebody who's going to lovingly call you on your excuses and also help you move through the resistance that will inevitably come up. Someone who's able to support you in that way, all right? Now, I will tell you this, finding the right support can be challenging, but it is so critical to your success, so do not skip out on this part, all right? Because when you have the right combination of mindset and strategy, when you have, you know, what I'm going to share with you today in combination with the right mindset, oh my gosh, so much awesomeness is possible for you, right? Imagine attracting clients consistently with ease. So that whole struggle thing you're doing, you can let that go, right? Imagine boosting your confidence so you knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that you're doing the work that you're called to do and you will succeed at it. In fact, you are succeeding at it, right? Imagine yourself being positioned as the go-to person in your niche, which is going to have more clients coming to you, right, without you having to do as much work. What would all of that mean for you in your business? Awesome stuff, right? Okay, cool. So let me talk about what brings me here today and why you want to listen to what I have to share on this topic. Because I'm sure this is not the first thing you've ever attended. So why me? Why now? Why do you want to be here and hear what I have to say? So I'll tell you, you know, I help coaches, I help consultants, and service-based entrepreneurs consistently add $5,000 to $10,000 to their monthly income, okay? Now, I personally went from struggling to figure out who my ideal clients were to how to find them. Okay, so I have a spelling mistake here, so it's like throwing me off. I went from struggling to figure out who my ideal clients were and how to find them to having prospects reaching out to work with me every single week, okay? So that's where I come from. This is kind of why I understand the challenges that you might be experiencing and facing right now in your business, okay? Actually, let me go back here. So I will tell you that my struggle, it was hard for me, okay? I didn't know who my clients were. I didn't know where to find them. And that was my story for the first 2 years of my business, right? And it was so frustrating. I wasn't making the money that I needed, and I really did not know what to do about that. And what I ended up doing was I was hopping from one strategy to the next, and I kept changing my message. I was tweaking my packages. I was fiddling around with my website. You know, you might be doing all those things now, or maybe you have done those things. And I was mixing up my branding. I was doing all those things because I was so confused and overwhelmed. I thought that I wasn't getting clients because I didn't have an expensive website. I had, you know, a website that I created on my own. I didn't have a big list. I had a couple hundred people, and I still don't even have a massive list, right? I was doing all of the things that I thought that I needed to do to be like the gurus, because obviously the gurus were the ones getting the clients and I wasn't. And not having all of those things is what really, you know, stopped me from putting myself out there in a much bigger way. And it kept me telling myself that I wasn't ready. And because I didn't feel like I was ready, what did I do? I chased shiny objects. And I ended up maxing out my credit cards and nearly going broke trying to build my coaching business. I racked up so much debt. And I remember so many nights feeling anxious because I didn't know where the next client was going to come from, but I knew the bills were going to keep coming, right? They just kept piling up. And I felt scared and I felt alone. And honestly, I felt like a bit of an outsider because my family didn't get it. You know, they didn't understand why I was investing so much money in this business and it still wasn't working. And honestly, there were times when I doubted it. I knew that they didn't have the same vision that I had because they didn't have the same exposure. But, you know, I also at times was doubting myself. And the worst part for me was that I'm a go-getter, right? I was doing the work, and yet I was still doubting that I could do this. Like there was a part of me that was like, I don't know, Desiree. And I was feeling stuck because, again, I did not have clarity around who my ideal clients were, and I didn't understand how to value the work that I did and how I really helped people. And I'll tell you, one day I got so sick and tired of being broke, and I was so pissed really, that I couldn't take care of myself the way that I wanted to take care of myself. I'm a very independent person, and it made me so angry that I felt like I was failing, like I felt like I couldn't take care of myself, and I didn't feel like I was living. I felt like I was just existing, you know? And I wasn't able to do all the things I thought I was going to be able to do, and I'm thinking, shit, this is not what I signed up for. My business wasn't working. I felt stuck. I didn't have the freedom to travel and to buy the things that I wanted to buy. I was constantly worried about money, and it was driving me nuts. And I'll never forget, the turning point for me was one day I was in the car, I was taking a drive, because earlier I had snapped on someone in my family because I was cranky and I was feeling frustrated and disappointed. I realized how unhappy I was. You know, I spent so much time and so much energy, and I put tens of thousands of dollars into myself and trying to figure out this whole business thing, and it still wasn't working. And I knew that I was just as smart as all the other women out there who I saw making money hand over fist. And I was like, what the hell? What are they doing that I'm not doing? Right? But the thing about me is I was very committed. And I just wasn't willing to give up. You know, I was on the verge of quitting. I will acknowledge that. I was on the, you know, at a point where I was like, if things don't change, right? And I remember during that drive saying to myself, I fucking came to win. You know, like I expect to win. I'm not a failure. I'm going to make this work. The thing was, I knew I couldn't do it by myself, so I hired a coach because I needed someone to help me with my mindset again. I needed somebody to help me with strategy because failing was not going to be an option. All right? And now once I got that high-level support that I needed, everything changed. You know, I learned how to turn my business around, and the most amazing thing has happened for me. It literally feels like play. I have a business that gives me the time freedom that I want. Like, I don't have to be so fanatical about writing all this content and doing this and that and trying to be everywhere and trying to be all things to everyone. I didn't have to do that anymore, right? And my business gives me the financial freedom that I want to do what I want, right? And I still get to make a massive impact in the world and a difference in the lives of the clients that I serve. And I've been able to hit multiple five-figure months using what I'm going to show you today, all right? So I'm telling you all of this because I want you to get that if you're feeling stuck right now, if you're feeling frustrated, if you are feeling like you're on the verge of giving up, don't give up. Hold on. I'm going to share with you what I've learned that I believe will really help you. Cool? All right. So let's dive in. Why does it feel so hard? Okay? It feels hard because most entrepreneurs are struggling to find their clients. And they're struggling because what are they doing? They're using spray and pray. And by the way, I didn't mention, but you should have your worksheet out in front of you. I hope you have your worksheet out in front of you and you're writing this down because spray and pray is the thing that most entrepreneurs do that causes them to struggle, right, when it comes to finding clients. So what are they doing? They're doing tons of videos. They're creating freebies. They're posting all over Facebook. They're on LinkedIn. They're on Twitter. They're hoping and they're praying that their ideal clients are going to find them when they're doing all of this stuff. Now, none of these things independently or even in combination are wrong. The problem is that if you don't have a systemized way of going about it, then you're just shooting in the dark, right? Then you're just spraying and praying, and that's not effective, right? And that's the sad thing is that's what so many entrepreneurs are doing. The reason it's a problem is because when you keep pouring your time and your energy and sometimes your money into strategies that aren't working, how do you feel? You feel frustrated. You feel disappointed. You feel burnt out. This is exactly when a lot of folks will start to give up, or they'll start to think about giving up, right? Because you think, well, this is not what I signed up for. I just want to coach, or I just want to consult someone, right? I just want to share my expertise. I just want to share my wisdom, my gifts, my talents. You didn't sign up for all this other crap, right? And you're probably not living the location-independent lifestyle that you been dreaming about? You're still just getting by financially? And come on, let's be honest, sometimes there's like those voices in the back of your head, and they get louder, and they start telling you, well, it's not working anyway, and maybe you feel like you're not good enough, or you're not smart enough, or you're not extroverted enough, or insert any fear that typically comes up here, right? And if you're really being honest with yourself, you may have even considered going back to the corporate world, because at least then you'd have a steady paycheck, right? Can you relate to that? So what do you do to make your marketing work for you? Like I already mentioned, you need a system, okay? Now, the good news is that in a few minutes, I'm going to walk you through my proven system that has helped me make up to $26,000 a month without a big list or a fancy website. Right now, let's talk about how you can stand out from the competition in an overcrowded marketplace, all right? So, again, on your handout, you can fill in the blank because, this is a second blank, by the way, the most effective way to stand out from competition in an overcrowded market and attract your ideal client is to specialize, okay? Now, I want you to imagine just for a moment. Let's pretend that you have a toothache and you are in excruciating pain. And you need to get this situation handled like right now, right? Who would you call? Would you call a general practitioner or a dentist? A dentist, right? Now, why would you call the dentist? The general practitioner and the dentist are both doctors, right? They're both doctors. But when you're in pain, you want to get out of it as fast as possible, so you go to what? A specialist, okay? And a dentist specializes in, all areas of the mouth, and they can help you out with your toothache. The point is you want to go to someone who can quickly figure out what your problem is and how to fix it. Your potential clients are the same way. They're also in pain, and they want to get out of that pain as quickly as possible. And they don't just want a health coach, if you're a health coach. They want a health coach who helps busy women lose 20 pounds of excess weight that they've been carrying for years, and it's been lowering their confidence. If you're a relationship coach, they don't just want a relationship coach. They want someone who specializes in helping them find love after divorce, right? If you're a marketing consultant, your clients don't just want a marketing consultant. They want someone who specializes in online marketing strategies for real estate agents. Do you see the importance of picking a specialty and how that makes you stand out? People want specific results. They want them fast. And they want to know that you understand their needs and that you can help them get what they want faster than they could do on their own. That's why you need to specialize. How do you do this? You pick one person, one problem, and one result. Okay? That means you need to nail your ideal client. You've got to know who these people are, okay, with specificity, all right? You also have to identify the one specific problem that's keeping them up at night. What is that big, hairy problem that they want solved ASAP? And then you've got to figure out what's the result that they want instead. So when they get out of that pain, where's the promised land that you're taking them to? Okay? All of those things are really important. You have to understand it. Now, you might be resisting me on this. I know I resisted this because if you're anything like me, your work is transformational, right? So that means it impacts many areas of your clients' lives and or their businesses. I totally get it. I struggled with this. I'm telling you. I was so resistant. And the thing is, as long as I resisted, my marketing was not effective. Okay? You've got to know your ideal clients inside and out. You've got to know their pains, their frustrations, their challenges, and you have to be able to describe them better than they could do it. Okay? Because when you are able to articulate someone's problem, they automatically assume that you have a solution. All right? So in addition to knowing, what those problems are, the pain that they're in, you also want to know what their hopes and their dreams and their aspirations are. All of that stuff is important. Okay? One of my clients, Holly, I helped her pick out a specialty within the health coaching industry, right? She was a weight loss coach. And when we did this, she went from 0 to 4 clients in 6 weeks. Now, this was after 2 years of struggling as a weight loss coach, all right? But once we got her clear on who her ideal clients were, she was able to create messaging that spoke directly to them. She was much more confident even within her messaging, okay? She was talking to the exact pain that her prospects were in, and she was able to book them fast because she was able to provide them with a specific solution to get them out of that pain, all right? Now, I know that with everything I've shared, you still might be thinking, okay, but the niche thing scares me, right? Here's the thing. Pick one. Pick one person, one problem, one solution, and try it, right? And if for whatever reason it no longer resonates with you or you outgrow it, then you can switch. But if you want to be effective, if you want to start attracting clients consistently, if you want to start making money and having that in your bank account every single month, then you need to get really specific. You need to start specializing and standing out from the competition. And you've got to know your clients better than anybody else knows them. You have to. Cool? All right. So I just shared with you why specializing is so important, and I also shared with you Holly's story. Now let me ask you, how much easier do you think it would be for you to stand out from the competition if you were to become a specialist? If you were to pick whatever industry you're in and to go narrow and deep in that industry. Pick one ideal client, one specific problem, and one solution. If you do that, I guarantee you, you will find it so much easier to stand apart from everyone else in your marketplace, from all of your competition, okay? Now, you know, specialists do command higher fees. So why don't we talk about how you can start charging more for your services? All right, let's talk about charging more. Get out your handout because packaging, fill this in, packaging and positioning are the keys to finally stop undercharging for your services and confidently sell your programs for $3,000, $5,000 or more, even if you've been undercharging for years. Okay? Even if you've been undercharging for years. Now, let me ask you this. Did you know that BMW is the parent company of Rolls-Royce? I didn't know that. Now you do, right? Now, they're both cars, right? A BMW and a Rolls-Royce, they're both cars. They're designed to take you from point A to point B or wherever else you're going, right? Yet, the average price for a BMW is not $40,000. That's average, right? There's some that go up over $100,000, but average is about 40 grand. A Rolls-Royce, however, is $250,000 for the entry-level model. I'll say that again. A Rolls-Royce is $250,000 for an entry-level model. What's the difference? Packaging and positioning. Okay? So, are you currently selling your services by the hour? Maybe you're even offering a sliding scale, or you're bundling up a few of your sessions into, like $500 programs or something like that, right? This is a problem because when you do that, you're not positioning your work as a solution to your client's biggest challenge. You're not, okay? That means they're not going to see the value or the urgency in making the investment with you. It also means that you're trading your time for money, which means that you're going to have to work a lot harder to make a lot more money. And that's going to mean scaling your business is going to be pretty challenging for you. You might even start sabotaging your business to avoid, taking up any more of your time. These are the things that we do unconsciously. right? The good news is that once you specialize, like we've already talked about, you can start charging $3,000, $5,000 or more for your services. It's so much easier to do it, okay? Because when you know the pain that your clients are in, what they're struggling with, and you know the solution that they need, you know, the result that they're looking for instead, you can then package and position your services as a solution, okay? And your clients will be willing to invest top dollar in solving their biggest problem, the problem that's keeping them up at night, right? So you can do this by creating a program that takes your clients from where they are right now, which I like to call pain land, to where they want to be. That's the promised land, right? And so it's literally mapping out the journey for your clients and then coming up with specific milestones on that journey, right? And then each milestone becomes a module of your program. It's fantastic. And it's so much easier for you to understand the value and then to be able to communicate that when you're having a conversation with a prospect, right? Okay, so let me tell you about my client, Shelly, because she did just this. She went from charging $100 an hour to selling her first $3,000 package within the first few weeks of working with me as an intuitive business coach, right? Her clients got way better results from her step-by-step solution, and this boosted her confidence and her business, right? Now, when she first started working with me, by the way, she was scared to raise her fees to $150 an hour. And look at where we took her. Her first $3,000 package. That's pretty awesome, right? That's pretty awesome. And you can do this too. You can. So let's talk about what this might look like for you financially, right? What if you could package and position your services to sell for $3,000 or $5,000? Would that boost your bottom line? I think it would, right? So let's do some work. Go to your worksheet. I'm actually going to make you do work on this training. Can you believe it? All right. So in the first space on your worksheet, I want you to fill in your income goal. How much money do you want to make on a monthly basis? Fill that in above line A. Okay? Cool. Then I want you to fill in how much money you made within the last 30 days. So you want to fill that in over line B. Okay? Now you want to subtract what you wrote in line B from line A, and that's going to show you the gap in your income. And you're going to enter that in line C. Okay? Now, if the gap is big, and it may be big for some of you, don't sweat it. It's okay. It really is okay. Okay? It's all good because I'm going to show you how you can close that gap for good. I'm going to show you how to do it really simply. Okay? So think about what you could charge if you priced based on the value of the outcome that your clients got from working with you. Okay, so let's say, for example, you're a weight loss coach. What's it worth for a client who's been struggling with, you know, the health effects of carrying excess weight for years? What's it worth to them to lose the weight? Right? If you help your clients find, you know, a romantic partner, what is it worth for them to find true love? If you help your clients advance in their careers, how much more money could they make with your help? And what's that worth to them? I mean, some of these results are priceless, wouldn't you think? Some of them are priceless, right? But just think about it. Come up with a dollar amount that you could put on those results. Could it be $3,000? Could it be $5,000? In most cases, it's more, isn't it? Right? So now I want you to picture yourself charging either $3,000 or $5,000 for your program. How many clients would you need to fill the gap in your income if you were to charge those higher fees? If you were to go out today and start charging those higher fees. Right? Now I want you to enter the amount that you feel your services are worth to your ideal clients. And then divide that into the number that you have on line C. So we're on step 2 here. And on step 2, I want you to enter the amount that you feel that the result is worth to your client. So let's say it's $5,000. Let's go with that number. Enter that on the line in step 2. okay? And then divide that number into the number from the line from line C, right? And that's going to tell you how many clients you need to make, or how many clients you need each month to make your income goals. So, for example, if you want to make $10,000 a month consistently, that means you only need 2 new $5,000 clients a month. Do you think you could find 2 people per month who need your services? Now, last I checked, there were a few billion people on planet Earth, over 7 billion, right? So I think it's pretty doable. So let's talk about how you can get those prospects, right? How do you get them to know who you are and see you as the go-to person in your niche? You do that with what I call 10K months made easy, okay? So this is the most powerful client attraction tool that pre-sells your prospects for you so that you can close more sales without feeling pushy or salesy. And I've used this to make as much as $26,000 a month with ease. And what is it? It's a webinar. A webinar. So picture yourself at the last, workshop or in-person event. Maybe it was even a networking event that you attended, right? Was there a speaker in the room? If not, picture a time when you went to an event and there was a speaker, someone who stood up on the stage or in front of a room and they commanded everyone's attention and they shared their expertise. What did you notice? Did you notice that they had a captive audience? Now, if the speaker delivered a solid presentation, by the time they were done with that presentation, I know that there were folks who followed them probably to the back of the room and wanted to talk to them more about their problem or learn about how they could work with that speaker. Right? Well, webinars have a similar impact. They're the next closest thing to being live in the same room with the speaker. And when we see someone up at the front of the stage, or when we see someone, in a position where they're sharing their knowledge and expertise, we automatically see them as the subject matter authority, right? So when you do a webinar the right way, they position you as an expert, and they do the pre-selling for you. Now, I know you might be afraid of the tech, right? I've had so many clients come to me, and they're so worried about the tech. And personally, I get it. I'm so non-techie. I really am. But I know how to put a webinar together, right? And so, again, if I can do this, I know you can do this. But if you are afraid of the tech, no worries, because you could always do a teleseminar. I'll let you in on a little secret. What I typically will have my clients do, instead of creating a webinar right away, I have them do a teleseminar first, because it gets them comfortable with the delivery. It gets them comfortable with creating the content. It's the same thing, except the webinar has slides and the teleseminar doesn't. But if once they create the content for the teleseminar, they deliver it a few times, they feel comfortable, then we can go back and add slides when they're ready, right? So you're not doing all of this massive work to create a webinar, and then, what if you don't love the content, or what if it doesn't convert, all that jazz. Do a teleseminar first, okay? And then keep doing teleseminars if you don't like webinars, or if you don't want to do anything techy. One of my mentors, he's a highly, highly paid mentor, he never does webinars, ever. He only does teleseminars, when he feels like it. Actually, a couple of my very high-level mentors don't do webinars. So you don't have to do them. The point is their presentation that position you as an expert. So whether it's a webinar or a teleseminar, or even a PDF report, if it's done correctly, okay, it has to be done in a certain way. Video sales letters as well, like video series, those can work as well. The point is, you're doing these presentations that are positioning you as the expert. You're doing them in the right way. There are some people who will do them and they get frustrated because they're just giving tons of content, tons of value, but they're not converting. People are not taking the next step with them. And then there's sometimes a person will do them and they'll feel like, oh my gosh, I was so salesy. And again, those don't convert either. You have to know how to do them the right way, all right? You have to know how to present yourself and your expertise the right way, that it helps your prospect see you as someone who can truly help them and it inspires them to want to reach out to you for that support, okay? Now, I will tell you something else about why I think, webinars and teleseminars are so powerful is because when you do them in the right way, what they're actually doing for you is the pre-selling, right? And they're weeding out the folks who are not meant to work with you. Because people get to know you a little bit on a presentation like this, right? They get a chance to feel you out. Do I vibe with her style? Do I like her content? They get to feel you out. And so that prevents you from, getting a lot of people who might no-show for your discovery sessions, like if you're just posting for them on Facebook, or people who get on the phone and they don't feel like it's the right fit. You can weed a lot of that out when you do a presentation like this because your personality will come through, right? I love webinars. Webinars is how I started to really ramp up my business. When I first got started, like I said, I was super confused. I was doing everything under the sun all at the same time, and obviously nothing was working. I was doing the spray and pray like so many people do, right? But when I learned how to do webinars, it changed everything for me in my business. Because, again, I was able to put on presentations and speak to my ideal client. And, of course, there's a marketing strategy before you even have someone come onto the webinar that's also weeding people out as well. There's a whole process to this, okay? And I'll share that with you in just a second. But, again, I've used webinars to generate massive income in my business. I've had 5-figure months from webinars. I call my webinar process 5-figure webinars, right? And they're very easy once you know what you're doing. You just have to know the formula, right? I've used them to build my list. Remember I said I didn't have a list? I use webinars to build my list. Nothing has built them faster, or nothing has built my list faster. And you get to create a connection with your community, okay? So imagine yourself hosting weekly 5-figure webinars. How would that benefit your business? Right? How much more time would that free up for you? And what would you do with that time? Would you travel? Would you spend time with your family? Would you spend time alone? What would you do with that time that you got back? Right? So listen, I hope I've accurately conveyed how powerful webinars can be. Now I want to walk you through my proven system to use them for attracting a steady flow of highly targeted leads so that you can make money consistently. Or as I like to say, get paid on demand, all right? So here's my system. You do a Facebook post or an ad leading to a webinar registration page, which is also called an opt-in page or a landing page, to a presentation, a webinar like this, or a teleseminar, whatever floats your boat, and then leading to a discovery session. It's that simple, okay? That simple. So why don't you need a big list? You don't need a big list because the webinar registration serves to build your list, right? So you can get started on this week without zero list and go out to your Facebook community, or if you don't have a Facebook community, run a couple of ads telling people about, what you're going to be teaching on the training and why they want to attend, and people sign up, and that's how you start building your list. It's an amazing list builder, okay? It does it like rocket fuel. Now, why don't you need a fancy website? Because, again, you're sending people to a webinar registration page. You're not sending them to your website, right? You're sending them to an opt-in page, a landing page, where they're going to put in their email and their name to get access to your presentation. And then when you're done, guess what? You're going to hop on the phone with them. If they raise their hand and say, yes, I want to explore things further with you, you're going to hop on the phone with them. Because selling a high-ticket program is done over the phone. It's not done on your website. So it doesn't matter what your website looks like, all right? Now, I will tell you the reason why I use Facebook, and I show my clients to use Facebook as well. I mean, look, there's so many different platforms out there that you can use. The reason why I like Facebook is because there's 1.01 billion active users every single day. Every single day. That's a lot of people, right? And the good news is it means that your clients are there. They're there. And you probably found me on Facebook, right? I've had clients make up to $20,000 a month using Facebook and using the strategies I'm sharing with you today. Okay? So if you're posting on Facebook right now and it's not working for you, add this system into your mix and see what changes. Right? So let's recap what we covered today so far. Well, before we recap, let's talk about what it would be like to have a proven system working for you. What if you could predict how many clients you'd enroll each week? What if you knew exactly how much money you'd make every single month? How would that benefit you and your business? How awesome would that be? So now let's recap. We talked about why most entrepreneurs struggle, right? We said, you know, they're having a hard time finding their clients because they're doing spray and pray. They don't have a system. And when you have a system, that's what's going to make your marketing work for you. We also talked about the most effective way to stand out from the competition, right, in an overcrowded market and attract your ideal clients, and that is to specialize. Okay? You want to pick one person, one problem, one solution. Then we talked about how you can finally stop charging for your services and confidently sell your programs for $3,000, $5,000 or more, even if you've been charging low fees for years. Okay? I shared Shelly's story with you about that, and we said it comes down to your packaging and positioning your services as a solution. And then we talked about a powerful client attraction tool that pre-sells your prospects for you so that you can close more sales without feeling pushy or salesy. And I've used this to make as much as $26,000 a month with ease in my business. I love webinars. And we talked about my proven system to attract a steady flow of highly targeted leads consistently. And remember, that is a Facebook post or ad leading to a webinar registration page, leading to a fantastic webinar, and then you take them and offer them, your prospects, you offer them a discovery session. Cool? All right. So you've got a choice, right? We've covered a ton of stuff, right? You've heard about the successes that Holly and Shelly have had. I even had a client, Jay, who made $20,000 with this strategy. So you're aware of what you can do. Okay, and my clients have gotten results within weeks, not years, like some people, you know, feel like you have to wait years. My clients got results in weeks because the one thing they had in common was that they were all serious enough about their success to reach out and get help when they needed it. So you too have a choice. You can take what I've shared with you today and you can try to implement these strategies on your own. Or you can connect with me and skip over all of the trial and error and have me help you implement so that you can get things done the right way with ease. Okay? So let me tell you how I can help you, because we did cover a lot. You know, I walked through a high-level overview of what my system looks like, okay? And I know that you know, if you've attended trainings before, it can be challenging when you bump up against walls, when you run into snags and you've got questions when you're trying to implement things on your own. And if you don't get those questions answered, it's very easy for you to give up and to fall back into your old patterns of doing what wasn't working anyway, right? And then what do? You try another strategy and you get stuck and the cycle continues and continues, and you end up with this series of starts and stops that literally kills your momentum. And it dries up your cash flow and eventually will cause your business to fail. So imagine, how would it feel to have someone guide you through the entire process instead of you having to figure it out on your own or doing it alone? How would it feel to get the accountability and support that you need to move through whatever fears and resistance will come up? Because they will come up, right? And how would it feel to avoid, the years of trial and error that I went through and the tens of thousands of dollars that I invested, into learning how to pull all these pieces together? How would it feel to just have this all handed to you instead of having you figure it out by yourself? And to have the strategies that I shared today tailored to you and your business. If you want to book discovery sessions without any paid ads, if you want to have $5,000 or $10,000 a month in your bank account consistently, if you want to move through the resistance that tries to get in your way, I can help you out with that, okay? I can actually help you implement everything that we've covered today. And what I'm going to actually do is take a look at where you are right now and figure out where you want to go. And then we'll determine if this system is the right one for you or not. Is this what's going to help you achieve the results that you want without working harder? Okay? So in order to see if you and I working together will be a good fit, if this program, if this system that I offer is what's right for you, I'm offering a handful of free discovery sessions this week for committed entrepreneurs. You've got to be so serious about your success, right? Now, during the session, like I said, we're going to take a look at where you are right now and figure out where you want to go. We're also going to determine if this system that I shared with you is the right one for you or not. Is it going to help you achieve the results that you want without working harder? All right? Now, this is for you if you have some clients right now or you've had some clients in the past, okay? And you're currently working and you're currently making some money in your business, okay? So it means you're a coach, you're a consultant, you're a therapist, you're an expert or service-based entrepreneur who solves a real-life problem or challenge, okay? So if you're interested in signing up for this session, you're going to want to go to DesireeStafford.com/discovery. All right? Once you do that, you're going to be taken to a calendar where you can book a session with me, and you're going to also fill out a brief questionnaire to help me prepare for our session. I think this will be super powerful for you. I've had people, have one breakthrough or discovery session with me, and it changes everything for them in their business, and I know it can do the same for you as well. If you're interested in taking your business to the next level now, right? Because this is really for those of you who are ready to do it now, okay? I feel called to share this. It isn't just about the money. Yes, I can help you add $5,000 to $10,000 a month to your income, okay? And I can show you how to do that with a lot more ease than what you're dealing with right now. And at the same time, I want to express to you that it's not just about the money. I had a client, Gail, who she came to me for the money, and we got her the money. We got her the brand new clients, and they were higher end clients, and we got her the money. But beyond that, her entire life changed through the work that we did. Most of my clients is the same thing. Their entire world changes for the better. And so that's why I think, signing up for this session, if you feel called, if you know that now is the time that you want to, grow your business. You're tired of settling. You're tired of putting up with shit you don't want to put up with. You're tired of being unhappy with the progress of where you are right now versus how much money and how much energy and time you've already put into your business. If you're at that place, you definitely want to reach out for a session. You definitely want to reach out for a session because what we'll uncover can help make such a massive difference in your life. And if that's important to you, then I want to talk to you, right? Because I'm really interested in working with women who want to change their lives for the better. They know that now is their time, and they also know that when they change their lives, they have a positive impact, or that has a positive impact on their clients and the lives of everyone else that they come into contact with. So that feels like you. If you're the kind of woman who's really passionate about empowering other women, but first you need to empower yourself to make the money you need in your business, then reach out to me. come find me at DesireeStafford.com/discovery and fill out the questionnaire, right? Get yourself signed up for a session, fill out the questionnaire, and let me help you, all right? So that's what I wanted to share with you today. It's been my absolute pleasure to be here with you because I'm really sick and tired. I am sick and tired of ridiculously talented entrepreneurs struggling for no reason, all right? So if you want to see how I can help you out further, you know how to find me, all right? It's been my pleasure, like I said, and until we speak again, be the bold and courageous leader you know you were born to be. Be her now, all right? Thanks, guys. Thanks for showing up, and take care.
The moderator.